baba urusirele monghadi mesia baba selamo yo halalela.
Shalom, Wakazak Mashpaka. Welcome to another episode of Daily Tonic in the World right here on G Secret TV. And I remain your humble host, Daniel Yasharala. And today, let's start from where we stopped yesterday. Let's read the book of Devariym. The book of Devariym, we take it from chapter 11 going down to chapter 15. And it says, therefore, you shall love Yahuwah Elohika and guide his watch and his statutes and his judgments and his commandments always. And know ye this day, for I speak not with your children, which have not known, and which have not seen the chastisement of Yahuwah Elohim, his greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arms, and his miracle and his acts, which he did in the midst of the Mizraim, unto Pharaoh the king of Mizraim, and unto all his land, and what he did unto the army of Mizraim, unto their horses and to their chariots, how he made the waters of the Red Sea to overflow them, as they pursued after you, and how Yahuwah has destroyed them unto this day. And what he did unto you in the wilderness, until ye came into this place, and what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and the son of Reuben, how the earth opened a mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession in the midst of all Yasharel. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of Yahuwah, which he did. Therefore shall ye guard all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong, and go in and possess the land, whither you go to possess it, and that ye may prolong your days in the land, which Yahuwah swore unto your fathers to give unto them and to their seeds, a land that flows with milk and honey. For the land whither you go in to possess it, is not as the land of Mizraim, from whence you came out, where you sowed your seed and watered it with your foot, as a garden of herbs. But the land whither you go to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, drinks water of the rain of heaven, a land which Yahuwah Elohika cares for. The eyes of Yahuwah Elohika are always open upon it, from the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandment, which I command you this day, to love Yahuwah Elohim, and serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in its due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that you may gather in your grains and your wine and your oil. And I will send grass in your field for your cattle, that you may eat and be full. Guard yourselves that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other Elohim and worship them. And then Yahuwah's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heavens, that there be no rain, and that the land yield not a fruit, unless ye perish quickly from off the good land which Yahuwah gives you. Therefore shall ye lay up this my word in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. And ye shall teach your children, speaking of them, when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, when you lie down and when you rise up. And you shall write them upon the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that days may be multiplied, and the day of your children in the land which Yahuwah swore unto their fathers to give them as the days of heaven upon the earth. For if ye shall diligently guard all these commandments which I command you, to do them and to love Yahuwah Elohim, to walk in his way, and to cleave unto him, then will Yahuwah drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourself. Every place whereon the sole of your feet shall tread shall be yours, from the wilderness of Lebanon, from the river Pirath, even unto the uttermost sea, that shall your coast be. There shall no man be able to stand before you. For Yahuwah Elohim shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that ye shall tread upon, as he has said unto you. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a cursing. A blessing if you obey the commandment of Yahuwah Elohim, which I command you this day. And a curse if ye will not obey the commandment of Yahuwah Elohim, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day, to go after other Elohim, which ye have not known. And it shall come to pass when Yahuwah Elohim has brought you into the land whither you go to possess it, that you shall put the blessing upon the mount Gerizim, and the curse upon Mount Erval, and you and they not on the other side of the Jordan, by the way where the sun goes down, and in the land of the Canaanim, which dwell in the plain over against Gilgal, beside the plain of Moreh. For ye shall pass over the Jordan to go in to possess the land which Yahweh Elohim give you, and ye shall possess it and dwell therein. And ye shall guard to do all the commandments and the judgments which are set before you this day. Chapter 12. These are the commandments and judgments which ye shall guard to do in the land which Yahuwah Elohim of your fathers gives you to possess it. All the days that ye live upon the earth, ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess served their Elohim, upon the high mountains and upon the hills and under every green tree. And ye shall overthrow their altar and break their pillars and burn their Asherah pole with fire, and ye shall hew down graven image of their Elohim, and destroy names of them out of that place. Yet ye shall not do so unto Yahuwah Elohim, but unto the place which Yahuwah Elohim shall choose out of all your tribe to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall ye seek, and thither ye shall come, and thither you shall bring your ascendant smoke offering, and your sacrifices, and your tithes, and heave offerings of hand, and your vows, and your freewill offering, and the firstling of your herds and of your flock. And there ye shall eat before Yahuwah Elohim, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hands unto, ye and your household, there wherein Yahuwah Elohim has blessed you. And ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. See that? He said that you should not do after the things that they do this day by doing the things that you think is right in your own eyes. So this actually might be right in your own eyes, but practically it might be against the will of Yahuwah. Look at the case of that King Saul. The instruction from Shemuel was that go there and utterly destroy that kingdom. But he chose to reserve the king, reserve their women, and even reserve their cattle, giving some flimsy excuses, which made Yahweh actually annoyed and said that that would be the end of his reign as a king. But when we get actually will cross the line. That's just a glimpse of what I'm talking about. Don't do things that is actually good in your own eyes. Do things that Yahweh actually have said. Either it's good in your eyes or not, just do it. Verse 9. For ye are not as yet come to the rest and to the inheritance which Yahweh Elohim gives you. But when you go over the Jordan and dwell in the land which Yahweh Elohim gives you to inherit, and when it comes, and when it gives you the rest, gives you rest from all your enemies round about, so that ye dwell in safety. Then there shall be a place which Yahweh Elohim shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you, your ascended smoke offerings, and your sacrifices, your tithes, and your heave offering of your head, and all your choice vow, which ye vow unto Yahuwah. 12. And ye shall rejoice before Yahuwah Elohim, ye and your sons and your daughters, and your maid servants and your maid servants, and the levy that is within your gates. For as much as he has no part nor inheritance with you, guard yourself that ye offer not your ascended smoke offering in every place that you see, but in the place which Yahuwah shall choose in one of your tribes, there shall you offer your ascended smoke offering, and there shall be no one but and there shall you do all that I command you. Notwithstanding, you may kill and eat flesh in all your gates. Whatsoever your soul lusts after, according to the blessing of Yahuwah Elohim, which he has given you, the unclean and the clean may eat thereof, as of the real buck and as of the deer. Only ye shall not eat the blood. Ye shall pour it upon the earth. Can you see that? As water, and you may not eat within your gates the tithes of your grains, or of your wine, or of your oil, or the firstling of your herd, or of your flock, or nor any of your vow which you vow, nor your freewill offerings or eve offerings of your hand, but you must eat before Yahuwah Elohim in the place which Yahuwah Elohim shall choose, you and your son and your daughters and your men servants and your maid servants and the levy that is within your gate, and ye shall rejoice before Yahuwah in all that he put in your hand unto. Guard yourself that ye forsake not the levy as long as you live upon the earth. When Yahuwah Elohim has enlarged your border, as he has promised you, and he shall say, I will eat flesh, because your soul longs to eat flesh. You may eat flesh whatsoever your soul lusts after. 21. And if the place that Yahuwah Elohim has chosen to put his name there be too far from you, then you shall kill of your herd and of your flock, which Yahuwah has given you, as I have commanded you, and you shall eat in your gates whatsoever your soul lusts after. Even as the roebuck and the deer is eaten, so you shall eat them. The unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike. Only be sure that you eat not the blood, for the blood is the life, and you may not eat the life with the flesh. You shall not eat it, You shall pour it upon the earth as water. You shall not eat it, that it may go well with you and with your children after you, when you shall do that which is right in the sight of Yahuwah. That's obedience. Only your holy things which you have and your vow you shall take and go unto the place which Yahuwah shall choose, and you shall offer your ascending smoke offering and the flesh and the blood upon the altar of Yahuwah Elohika. And the blood of your sacrifice shall be poured out upon the altar of Yahuwah Elohika, and you shall eat the flesh. Gad, and hear all this word which I command you, that it may go well with you and with your children after you forever. When you do that which is good and right in the sight of Yahuwah, when Yahuwah Elohika shall cut off the nations from before you, whether you go to possess them, and you succeed them and dwelt in their land. Take heed to yourself that you be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before you, and that inquire you inquire not after their Elohim, saying, how did this nation serve their Elohims? Even so will I do likewise. You shall not do so unto Yahuwah Elohika. For every abomination of Yahuwah which he hates have they done unto their Elohim. For even their sons and their daughters have burnt in the fire of their Elohim. And what thing soever I command you, guard to do it, you shall not add thereunto, nor diminish from it. See that instruction? Now we are in chapter 13. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and give you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spoke unto you, saying, let us go after other Elohim, which you have not known, and let us serve him. You shall not hearken unto the word of that prophet and that dreamer of dreams. For Yahuwah Elohika prove you to know whether you love Yahuwah Elohika with all your heart and with all your soul. Ye shall walk after Yahuwah Elohika and fear him and guard his commandments and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him and cleave unto him. The prophet and that prophet or that dreamers of dream shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from Yahuwah Elohim, which brought you out of the land of Mishraim and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to trust you out of the ways which Yahweh Elohim commanded you to walk in. So shall you put the evil away from the midst of you. If your brother, the son of your mother, or your son, or your daughters, or the woman of your bosom, or your friend, which is as your own soul, entice you secretly, saying, let us go and serve other Elohim, which we have not known, nor you nor your fathers, namely of the Elohim of the people which are round about you, near unto you, or far off from you, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. You shall not consent with him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall your eyes pity him, neither shall you spare him, neither shall you conceal him, but you shall surely kill him. Your hand shall be first upon him, to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people. And you shall stone him with stones, that he die, because he has sought to thrust you away from Yahuwah Elohika, which brought you out of the land of Mishraim, from the house of bondage. And all Yasharel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. If you shall hear, if you shall hear, say in one of your cities, which Yahuwah Elohika has given you to dwell therein, saying, certain men, the children of Belial, which the children of Belial are gone out amongst you, and have withdrawn the inhabitants of their city, saying, let us go and serve other Elohim, which ye have not known. Then shall you inquire and make search, and ask diligently, and behold, if it be true, and the certain thing that such abomination is wrought among you, you shall surely be smitten. You shall surely smite the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, destroying it utterly, and all that is therein, and the cattle thereof with the edge of the sword. And you shall gather all the spoil of it into the midst of the street thereof, and shall burn with fire the city, and all the spoil thereof, and all the spoil thereof every whit, for Yahuwah Elohika, and it shall be a heap forever, and it shall not be built again, and there shall cleave not of the cursed thing to your hand, and Yahuwah may turn from the fierceness of his anger, and show you mercy, and have compassion upon you, and multiply you as he has sworn unto your fathers, when you shall hearken to the voice of Yahweh Elohika, to acknowledge all his commandments, which I command you this day, to do that which is right in the eyes in the eyes, to do that which is right in the eyes of Yahuwah Elohika.
For sponsorship, advert placement, please call or WhatsApp this number +234 811 731 0928.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Sorry, I actually have a little cold, so please bear with me. Now we're in chapter 14. And ye, the children of Yahuwah Elohim, ye shall not cut yourself, nor make any badness between your eyes for the dead. For you are a holy people unto Yahuwah Elohim, and Yahuwah has chosen you to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth. You shall not eat any abominable things, These are the beasts which ye shall eat: the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the deer, and the roebuck, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, and the pig, and the wild ox, and and the camels, and every beast that parts the hoof, and cleaves the cleft unto and cleave the cleft into two claws, and chew the cord among the beasts that ye shall eat. Nevertheless, this this ye shall not eat of them that chew the cord, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel, and the hare, and the coney, for they chew the cord, but divide not the hoof. Therefore they are unclean unto you. And the swine, because it divide the hoof, yet chews not the cord, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of any flesh, nor touch the dead carcass. This ye shall eat of all that is in the waters, all that have fins and scales shall ye eat. And whatsoever has not fin and scale, ye may not eat. It is unclean unto you. Of all clean birds ye shall eat, but these are they which ye shall not eat: the eagle, and the ossifrage, and the osprey, and the glade, and the kite, and the vulture after his kind, and every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the night hawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, the little hole, and the great hole, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gear eagle, and the cormorant, and the stork, and the heron after his kind, and the lapwing, and the bat, and every creeping thing that flies is unclean unto you. They shall not be eaten. But all clean fowls ye may eat. Ye shall not eat of anything that dies of itself. You shall give it unto the stranger that is within your gate, that he may eat, and you may sell it unto an alien. For you are a holy people unto Yahweh Elohim. You shall not sit a kid of his mother's milk. You shall truly tithe all the increase of your seed, and bring them, and that the field bring forth year by year, and ye shall eat before Yahweh Elohim. Yeah, we are at that point talking about tithing now. Consider I said, tithe actually that you shall tithe, from verse 22. You shall truly tithe all the increase of your seed. But yet in your Christian church, you all actually are dropping your money. As even this thing, it said, which your faith shall bring in year by year. But now your church actually are making you pay tithe every week, every Sunday. And meanwhile, Yahweh said in verse 23, and you shall eat before Yahweh Elohim. But in your church, they make you drop your tithe, come back and go. To tell you that actually religion actually is nothing but scam, fraud, and they're actually here to deceive you and to extort you. Verse 23 again. And you shall eat before Yahweh Elohim in the place which ye shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of your grain, can you see that? Of your wine, and of your oil, and of the firstling of your herd, and of your flock, that you may learn to fear Yahuwah Elohim. You see that? Now, in church, you ask that your tithe actually is the money you have. Meanwhile, I was saying about what your food actually produce for you, which goes into your grains, your wines, your oil, your firstling of your herds, and of your flock. Because our forefathers actually back then, they were into agriculture. I repeat, they were into agriculture, both cash crop and livestock farming. But today, the church wants you to go and work yourself out. and come back to take all that tithe, drop it on the church altar, turn back and go. Meanwhile, your pastor actually, they themselves, they knew in their heart that every money they pay in church is a return money. You are done paying, they also pay theirs as well. But after everything, they are still the one who will still tell the head usher, give me so amount. Now they'll start spending the money you claim to say that you've done. May Yahweh have mercy. Verse 24. And if the way be too long for you, that you are not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from you, which Yahweh Elohim shall choose to set his name there, when Yahweh Elohim has blessed you, then shall you turn it into money. You see that? He said, in the condition of when that thing actually that you have to take as your tithe are too heavy for you to carry, or maybe where the Yahweh chose to place his name is far from you. That's why you cannot convert it into money. We look at the instruction that comes with the money. You shall bind up the money in your hand, and shall go unto the place which Yahweh Elohim shall choose, and you shall bestow that money for whatsoever your soul lusts after, for oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever your soul desires. And ye shall eat there before Yahweh Elohim, and ye shall rejoice, you and your household. You see that? He said, you shall eat out of it before Yahweh Elohim. But your church pastor will tell you, drop your tithe, turn back and go. And they are not paying the tithe yearly. Now they're paying the tithe every Sunday. So now, can you see that truly your pastor in church is a criminal, a real criminal? Let's proceed. Now we are in chapter 27. And the levy that is within your gate, ye shall not forsake him, for he has no part nor inheritance with you. At the end of 3 years, you shall bring forth all the tithe of your increase the same year, and shall lay it within your gates, and the levy, because he has no part nor inheritance with you, and the strangers, and the fatherless, and the widow, which are within your gates, shall come and eat and be satisfied. And Yahuwah Elohim may bless you in all the works of your hand which you do. Can you see that? It's to prove to you that even when you pay your tithe every year, something that you must eat. He said that on the third year, that when you bring those tithes, that tithe is meant to be for those poor among you, for those strangers among you, so that they can do what? So that they can eat. And even the Devariym, the tribe of Levi, in your within your gates. Let's go proceed. Now we are in chapter 15, the last chapter for today. At the end of every 7 years, you shall make a release, and this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lends ought unto his neighbor shall release it. He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called Yahuwah's release. Yahuwah's release. This is talking about that year, after 7 years, that year whereby those who have been owing you, now they have been relieved. They have been released of whatever they are owing. Why? Because that is a year called Yahuwah's release. Of a foreigner, you may exact it again, but that which is yours with your brother, your hand shall release, save when there shall be no poor among you. For Yahuwah shall greatly bless you in the land which Yahweh Elohim give you for an inheritance to possess it, only if you carefully hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah Elohim to guard to do all these commandments which I command you this day. For Yahuwah Elohim blesses, for as he promised you, and he shall lend unto many nations. but you shall not borrow, but you shall reign over many nations, but shall not reign over you. If there be among you a poor man of one of your brethren within any of your gates in your land which Yahweh Elohim gives you, you shall not harden your heart. You see that? Nor shut your hand from your poor brother, but you shall open your hand wide unto him, and shall surely lend him sufficient for his need. In that which he wants, beware that there be not a thought of wicked heart, saying, the seventh year and the year of release is at hand, and your eyes be evil against your poor brother, and you give him not, and he cry unto Eliyahu against you, and it be sin unto you. You shall surely give him, and your heart will not be grieved when you give unto him, that because that for this thing Yahweh Elohim shall bless you in all your works and in all that you put your hands unto. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command you, saying, you shall open your hand widely, you shall open your hand wide unto your brother, to your poor and to your needy in your land. And if your brother and every man, not another nations, or an every woman be sold unto you and serve you 6 years, then in the seventh year you shall let him go free from you. You see that? It is talking about if our own people of our own nation who happens to be among the poor, but actually was bought by money to work for you. He said they can work 6 years, but on the seventh year, you have to let them go. You have to free them. 13. And when you send them out free from you, you shall not let him go away empty, which means you do not say that, okay, now you are free, you can go. No. He must not go away empty. Look at verse 14. You shall furnish him liberally out of your flock, and out of your floor, and out of your winepress, and out of wherewith Yahweh Elohim has blessed you, you shall give unto him. And you shall remember that you were a bondman in the land of Mizraim, and Yahweh Elohim redeemed you. Therefore, I command you this thing today. And it shall be, if he say unto you, I will not go away from you, because he love you and your house, because he is well with you, then you shall turn and all, and thrust it through his ear unto the door, and he shall be your servant forever, and also unto your maidservant, and it shall be like, and also unto your maidservant, you shall do likewise. It shall not seem hard unto you when you send him away free from you. For he has been worth a double hired servant to you. In serving you 7 years, and Yahuwah Elohim has blessed you in all that you do. All the firstling males that come of your head and of your flock, you shall surely sanctify unto Yahuwah Elohim. You shall do no work with the firstling of your bullock, nor shear the firstling of your sheep. You shall not eat it before Yahuwah. Year by you shall eat it, you shall eat it before Yahuwah year by year in the place which Yahuwah shall choose, you and your household. And if there be any blemish therein, as if it be lame or blind or have any ill blemish, you shall not sacrifice it unto Yahuwah Elohim. You see that? You don't say that because it's not, since Yahuwah, let me just look for this animal, this goat that has broken hand, that has broken leg, that have one blind eye. No. So don't offer such things. You shall eat it within your gates. The unclean and the clean person shall eat it alike, as the rebuck and as the deer. 23, the last verse for today. Only you shall not eat the blood thereof. You shall pour it upon the ground as water. Up to the Most High for that. I'm sure you actually can see that truly the Most High loved us, as He gave us instructions that we should follow. So that will not just be like those male and female created Eden that I created back then and never gave them rules and they were living their life just like wanderers, like vagabonds. But Yah chose us, set us apart, gave us His commandments so that we can be holy unto Him. So with that being said, we make it a close for today's episode of the program. Yah's will again, we'll see tomorrow. From here we'll stop. I remain your humble host, Daniel Yashurala. And with this, I say shalom and bye for now.